What's going on, guys? Dawko back again. Hope you're all fantastic today, and welcome back to the second episode of Theory Thursday. If you remember, the sister location trailer dropped this weekend, last weekend, and all of us boys are so excited that we've all frozen with our hands open. You got to do the jazz hands now. There we go. Hey. Thank you very much. Today we have the beautiful anybody.
Ryan? Yeah, I wanted to finish that set. I knew he was talking about me. Anyway, the rest of you now.
and Razbowski, the boy that they keep in the cellar where he belongs.
Yes.
Shackled and chained.
Well, without further ado, guys, let's get straight into it.
Yeah, as said before, Scott actually dropped the trailer for FNAF Sister Location, and there has been a lot of debate as to where the hell we actually are. The first section we're going to be talking about is the establishment that we are in, and from the trailer alone, it's like we don't know. I don't know, it's a guessing game at the moment. There's been loads of flipping theories. A fan theory that's actually coming at the end from Razbowski as well. So what do you guys think? Where do you think we are?
Well, I mean, you've just got to look really at the way the establishment, is laid out in the trailer. Like, I don't know, when you look at the other ones, we've kind of got, we got a stage fixture, we can see, gameplay shots showing, a pizzeria. It gives more of a setting, and then the office is very bland. But this one seems very, metallic.
Yeah.
And this is where the real kind of question mark is starting to appear for people, because they're like, what kind of establishment is this? It's like, are we even going to be in an establishment at all, or is it going to be a totally different place? There's a lot of ideas currently bouncing about, but I think the metallicness and just the way the whole thing is laid out looks highly technical, very shiny. It's not quite an establishment, and we might be in for a new experience entirely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scott actually said he's going completely new with the mechanics, and I think he actually said that is going to be the best game he's made to date.
Yes,
Five Nights at Freddy's wise. So, I mean, with a statement like that coming from the master of horror, you certainly don't know what to expect. And with this whole, I don't know, it's a mystery as to where we are. I mean, as the first shot we see of the gameplay, we're actually going down in an elevator, and it's I don't know what kind of establishment would take place in an underground facility. I mean, it would be understandable if it was Fazbear's Fright, because you know that's part of the thing, going down and then going through some kind of horror maze or something like that. But with these animatronics that we see, like a baby, a ballerina, it's very kid friendly. So why would a kid want to go through all this urbanness, this horror, this grittiness to get to? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's complicated.
Well, from a business sense, if you just go in from experience, you get your McDonald's on the side of roads or your Burger King or that. This isn't a location where you would just happen upon. You would plan to go to this place.
Yeah.
So either they're spending a butt ton of money on advertisements of this place, or they're actually nobody's meant to go in here.
Yeah.
If you have a look at the surroundings, the only fact we know is deep underground. That is literally the only fact we know. The rest is going off of what we can see. As Ryan was saying about all the metallicness and that, you've got loads of gas canisters, you've got pipes coming out here, there, and everywhere. And the next thing is there are no decorations. There are no decorations.
Exactly.
You've got two posters from what I saw. You've got the in the room where you've got the two Balloon Boy-esque characters, you have got a Celebrate poster with Baby on it, and you've got the dance poster in the similar style that we've seen before with the ballerina on it. Other than that, there are no decorations.
Nope.
In the offices we saw before, there was pictures on the wall. In the other trailers, we could see it was some sort of restaurant or location, because you had the paneling on the walls.
Yeah, the
or whatever.
panels,
We've only seen two rooms so far. One is the elevator-esque room. And the next one is the other room, which looks like it's looking out onto something. It's looking. I don't think they're big screens that we see in front of us. I think they're big windows. They're just completely blacked out at this point, because it's obviously in a state of emergency or whatever, because the lights are flashing and stuff. So it looks like it's in a factory or something like that. I think Lewis is going to go further on to that subject just now.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of theories about it saying it's a factory, because you've already explained there's pipes everywhere. Even in that office room with the two figures, there's a complicated motherboard of buttons and screens and stuff. There's speakers everywhere as well. If you look in the rooms, there's speakers on the walls, gas canisters, like you've said, and people are thinking that this could be where they are building the animatronics or something, or repairing the animatronics, something along those lines. or a storage facility where they're keeping the animatronics at the moment. Maybe like the business is collapsed and they've got nowhere to store them. I don't know. But they do look new. Let's be real here. They do look very new.
They look brand new.
So if they're brand new, that could be where they've just built them, and then, oh my God, something's gone wrong, and then you're like the factory worker trying to like save yourself or something.
If you have a look at the part where you actually see them all on the show stage together, or the show stage, it's very dark around the outside. I know you can't see very much, but from what I couldn't see any balloons or any decorations, so it's kind of like it's just a show stage, if you know what I mean, a place for them to test the animatronics to make sure they're actually moving and working, and yes, it does look like a fantastic light stage, but it is very, very basic. All you can see is the plinths they're standing upon, so it does look like a very sparse room.
Yeah, another thing which really kind of outweighs the fact that we might be in like a similar establishment or playing like the role of a security guard for a small establishment is how complicated the motherboard chip thing is on front when we're seeing that. It's like there are so many different things, and when things have gone into a panic, you can see everything moving up and down. So for us to be sat in this location, this guy has got to have knowledge about how to possibly operate this sort of stuff. And I mean, it could play along a similar role. You might be like a security guard of a huge facility. You know, you might need a totally new skill set rather than just being a security guard at like a pizzeria. So I think that's definitely one big aspect. And you know, I'm actually going to jump straight across now to section 2, which is going to be the characters hinting.
So looking at the trailer, we can see all of these, well, some of these animatronics on the stage, what they look like, and the face mechanics as well is a really big feature in this game. So we're going to go and discuss about that. So, Ryan?
Yeah. Because, like, I think these characters add a lot to the environment, and there's also some, like, dialogue which really makes me think maybe not just the establishment that we're in and what they're into, but also maybe the journey they've been through, because, you know, like, the ending quote is, you don't know what we've been through, which means that these animatronics are old, and there's a past to this, and we're currently in the future. So there's going to be some unknown history about these guys, something that's happened to them, but we are, like, here in the timeline, this being back on ourselves, and this being, like, the future. So we're going to have to make up lost grounds, and I think pretty much being in this establishment, it might tell us that it's probably some storage facility of some kind. The fact that they've now been transported from one place to this new place about, you know, you don't know what we've been through, they've been through something. And they might be angry because of that. Maybe there is some, like, souls trapped in these suits again. They have a conscience. And, you know, whatever the way, they're being held underground as well, which pretty much says security to me. So these guys are dangerous as well.
I have a feeling that going through the gameplay mechanisms, as we know in the past, Scott has actually linked the past, if you know what I mean, between the nights, so the mini games between each night. I think that we're going to be in the future, basically, where we are now. Maybe we are like looking after them in some kind of underground facility because they're too dangerous for public or something like that. But the mini games will kind of suggest their past, what they've been through, and like that'll be freaking awesome.
Almost like FNAF 3 then, isn't it, when that kind of did the flashbacks. Yeah, that would be a good idea.
It definitely at this point in time it is leaning towards a futuristic style, because when we first saw Baby in the trailers or the teasers, she looked like of the toy era. But the animatronics are more metallic and chrome as opposed to the plasticky looking ones of FNAF 2, and the way they're complexly built. So it's suggesting that they are a higher grade of technology. Whether Scott's just upped his game modelling wise and stuff, or if it is actually suggesting a future sense, we don't actually know that yet. But going back onto your point, Ryan, what you were saying, that they've been through a lot and stuff, maybe these suits are reincarnated versions, so maybe the souls move from one suit to another. So we've already seen Funtime Foxy in Mangle. I don't think they're the same one, but you know what I'm talking about. And we haven't seen Funtime Freddy before, but it doesn't mean it hasn't existed. So these characters could have been rebuilt after they were scrapped in a previous location, and the souls are in new suits. Maybe, but we don't know yet. Another thing that we can look at is a lot of people are saying in FNAF 4 we've got the girl with the bunches who looks very, very similar to Baby. So either Scott's making it a high coincidence that these two are happened, but he's too clever for that.
This is thought through, I think.
The eye color's the same, and the hair is the same. The overall design looks
the
very,
skirt
very
as
similar.
well is similar.
Yeah, exactly. It's everything's pretty much.
Yeah, I mean the fact that she's playing
similar.
with these, like, she's playing with the toy animatronics as well. It's just, can you connect the dots anymore, Scott? Like, there's something significant about this girl, so it's got to be a connection.
It's just too similar because he could have done any hairstyle. He could have done a pigtail, or he could have given her an afro or something. You know what I'm saying? Or a hat or something.
Yeah.
But he's made it look like her on purpose, and it's going to be great to see what the thing is. Obviously, this girl is saying, you got to go to the party when we're in FNAF 4. You got to be there, sort of thing. There's nothing to worry about. I'm pretty sure that's the quote she did. Don't
very similar.
fully consider me on this, but she's going to the party, so she's obviously seen the incident that's happened. So maybe there's more to the story after the crying child got his head bitten off.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about that actually. Do you know when the kid actually goes to the party, you never see the kids there, do you?
No,
So
that's true.
Maybe they've just been brutally murdered before that happens. But
something could have happened after that, and potentially we'll see the aftermath of
Yes,
that
please.
event afterwards.
Yeah, I liked your idea that if the spirits have moved on to these animatronics, like I like that mechanic, and the reason why they can speak is because they've got something in the system of the animatronics allowing them to speak now. So you know, like, you don't know what we've been through. Like that could be like the old kids who have moved to these animatronics, but they've now got the ability to speak through the animatronic. And say stuff like that, but that's interesting. I'd like that idea, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's all still up in the air,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's
all
still
just
random,
complete speculation, but there's so much to talk about in the trailer as it is.
Yeah.
I just want to add one thing as well on the end. It's something's just got me thinking, like, one character we still don't know about, which, you know, we've not really had any backstory on, but we know exists, is a sister of the brother because of the mangle and the pink ring in FNAF 4. So maybe this might connect something to that. Give some back. I mean, why would Mangle be in there of all characters? Or the pixelated 8-bit style? It might be Funtime Foxy. We really don't know.
Yeah.
Have no idea at all.
It's never been explained that, has it? Why Mangle was in that room?
Absolutely not. Yeah, we need a lot of backstory. Still, like this, and even it then connects back to FNAF 3 again with the Mangle and this. You see now, and you can just build and build on this and keep going.
Moving on to the final section, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a fan theory section. If you want to be featured on the show, then please, in the comment section below, write your theory. And if it's good enough and we think it's a worthy topic, then we will discuss it on the show. So, this week's one is by Arceus Lover 101. Now, Arceus has been around on the channel for a long, long time, and she's got some great ideas. So here we go, we're going to jump into it. So, get your butts prepared. It's quite a novel. Okay, Arceus says, now that I really think about this, I think these animatronics are circus-based. Baby is a clown like you'd see at a circus. You'd probably see a ballerina or another kind of performer at the circus. Maybe you'd have a puppet show, and that's why Funtime Freddy has a puppet on his hand, which appears to be the Bonnie puppet. And actually, while confused for a while on Funtime Foxy's gender, I think it is a he. Funtime Foxy is a boy, but he's in stage/clown/circus makeup, and that makes him seem/appear to be a girl. I think he's a guy because of the little tuft of hair, his eyebrows, his bow tie that he's wearing, and the lipstick and nail polish is like, as I said, a part of an act or stage/clown makeup. And that would explain that the little magician guy that looks like Balloon Boy we see is also a magician at the circus. You can see a magic show at the circus. This is my speculation/theory. I could be wrong, but this is what I think. Thank you very much, Arceus. It is very, very good to think about. So Ryan, what do you think straight off the bat?
I like the point about the circus. I think, like, it's a very viable point. One thing which really hints to this not being a primary eatery of some kind is the quote on scottgames.com right now with the picture. It says, "Everyone please stay in your seats." So, do you know what this actually tells me? Like, thinking about this, maybe something has happened and it's like, you know, everyone please stay in your seats. So, an accident might have happened, which is why these guys are now underground. So this might be like some backstory as to, like, this picture right here might be something in the past. Something happened, everyone please stay in your seats. Now it's like, you don't know what we've been through. But I think the concept of the circus is something that I've definitely thought. I think a lot of people have thought about this too. But the one thing I do disagree on, however, is that these are all females, unfortunately. All the characters we see on stage.
Oh, you think they're female? See,
100%.
I like the balance of 2 male, 2 female.
No, it's the sister location, and everyone is meant to look like a female. Strictly to almost metaphorically put forth, it's a sister location. That's my personal thoughts anyway.
See, I was thinking that obviously the shot that we see when it's actually panning in, while pushing into all of the, like, you know, animatronics, basically, I think, like, obviously in Five Nights at Freddy's there was a band, there was a guitar, there was a microphone, and it was like you kind of knew that's what they did. There was a band, nothing else. But the way they're put up on pedestals kind of feels like they're there for something else. And I don't know, it's maybe there was some kind of circus act that goes on. Maybe there were humans that come in as well, and the animatronics are just part of them, kind of like between the sets almost. But like,
okay.
I don't know. It's very debatable at the moment, I think.
I like the point of tying it all together in a circus. It's obviously a different environment. It doesn't suggest to us anymore a pizzeria. So whether it's a circus-themed restaurant or something, I don't know. But seeing them all together like this does strike as a sort of circus environment. You do have the Balloon Boy-esque character that does look like a magician. He's got the wand in the hand. He's dressed very smart like a magician. Yes. And I do like the point of the stage makeup for Freddy and for Foxy. A ballerina as well is a little bit odd, it's a little bit different, but it kind of works really well with a trapeze artist or something like that you do get on in the traditional circus sort of thing. What we need now is a lion tamer or something. But Baby does look like she could fit quite well into like a circus ringleader sort of thing. She's not got the traditional coat or that, but it does fit. It does fit quite nicely, and I can see it as being a circus. What's terrifying? Clowns are terrifying, and a whole circus thing. A lot of people are terrified of the circus, and it would be a horrific environment to be a part of.
Yeah, so what you're saying is the animatronics are based around the circus. Are you saying the location where we are for this sister is not a circus? It's
no, it's not a circus.
Okay, good.
There's nothing circus related in the building. It's just strictly what the animatronics look like. So it could be based. Maybe they are meant to be going to a circus, or maybe they're just based off of a circus. But they're definitely at this point in time in whatever factory or whatever this is.
I definitely think that these animatronics have been through something. You remember in the trailer that the baby was saying, "Don't hold it against us. Don't hold it against us." So that something's happened. Of course, something drastic has happened, because they wouldn't be saying, "Don't hold it against us." Why is she saying that?
Or they're gonna do something.
They're
like
gonna do something.
They need to escape, and we're stopping them from escaping. So they're justifying their actions for hurting us because they need to get out.
That's a nice idea.
So it could be that they're gonna do something. They're almost justifying their actions. You don't know what we've been through. Is again another justification for whatever they're gonna put us through.
That's good.
I like that idea actually, because if that is true, because this is the first time we've ever heard like an animatronic speak like this fluently, and like if she's saying stuff like "Don't hold it against us," like if this solves like that, maybe that's why the animatronics are coming to get us, because they need to do something. What if like this solves like in all the other old locations where the animatronics come after us? Maybe that could solve like why are they after us in the first place? Is it something more more like upsetting to know that like maybe they just want to be set free, and the only way they know how to do it is like find the night guard and kill him? I don't know, something like that.
Well, now that we know they've got a conscience, and these like potentially it could go back and look at why Bonnie and Chica and they're like trying to kill them. Got you.
So that was another awesome Theory Thursday, folks. I really enjoyed this one. Lots of interesting theories and comments from all of us, and the fan theory as well today. If you've got one, let us know in the description below. We love to read them, and if it's awesome, we'll discuss about it on next week's video. All the links of these boys' channels will be in the description below. They're really awesome. I love them all to pieces. They're very entertaining. And like I said, they'll all be in the description. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and from all of us, we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Subscribe for dank memes.